Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of JoeScentMe. I'm here in Milano at Esxence 2019 with none other than Sarah Baker.
Thank you. Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, hello.
Hey there. So, we are at the Sarah Baker booth, and last year I don't think there was one, was there?
No, this is my first time exhibiting at any trade show.
And this is super exciting because what you see in front of you is some very new packaging and design. But you may know and love Sarah Baker for some other famous bottles that you might have seen with lace and leopard print and pretty exotic looking things, including this little sultry little beast right here. So yeah, so we're here to talk about the new design, of course, and some of your new fragrances that you're launching. And I would love to smell them as well. So
Great.
Tell us.
So I have decided to do a completely new packaging. This one is much more, I think, striking visually. That was an important decision, that I wanted to make something that is reflective of my personality, and I wanted it to stand out on the shelf, and I wanted it to be more unique. And so I also wanted it to feel really nice. So it's a very heavy cap. It's actually made of aluminum, and it feels nice to the touch because it's kind of that sort of cold feel, and it's just very tactile experience.
Let me feel it real quick too. And I see what you mean. The cap has a nice snug fit. It's got a really cool. I like the color scheme. It's really cool. It stands out on the shelf. Tell me a little bit about this symbol right here.
So this is a logo. It's an S and a B that makes a smiley face. And that is inspired by a logo that I grew up with that was very dear to me. My dad used to work at an amusement park, and it was called Crystal Beach, and their logo had a C and a B that made a smiley face. And the reason why I chose that as an inspiration is because that was such an amazing place of inspiration, and it was just such an exciting part of my childhood. And I wanted to bring that kind of lightness and excitement and joy to the branding. So that was why I chose it as an inspiration for my new logo.
You know, if you hadn't have told me that was a smiley face, I would have thought it was some very exotic Middle Eastern like motif of some sort. So it's kind of cool, and I'm glad you said that because I had no idea that it was a smiley face.
That's interesting.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has sort of a very, cool feel.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I worked with a designer from my hometown called Buffalo. Buffalo, my hometown. His name is Julian Montague, and he's just really talented. So I gave him my concept, and he made it
very
polished.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I see that in front of us is an Art and Olfaction already. We have something that's nominated for that?
Yes, it's nominated in the independent category, and it's called Atlant. And Sarah McCartney made this perfume. We have been working on it for a long time. And I started off, I think, by sending her like 200 images of seashells and seashell patterns and Versace seashell clothing, and things like Venus coming out of a shell, and Splash, like Daryl Hannah from Splash, and mermaids, and those kinds of. It was more not that I wanted like a sea fragrance, but that I wanted this female coming from the sea experience. So we really worked hard on making sure that it was sparkly, and making sure that it was. It uses a lot of ambergris and seaweed and yuzu, and then orris. The iris flower is found on the Californian coast, and cedarwood.
I'd love to smell it.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and smell it.
So this is a bit of a dry down. It's been on for about maybe 20 minutes.
I get the orris. I also get a kind of a very fresh and aquatic and almost juicy
yuzu,
which is the yuzu tea.
Yeah, and pink peppercorn kind of adds like a sparkly
Yeah, it gives it a little effervescence to it too. Like it's really cool.
Thank you.
Very unique. I love Sarah Baker, but I also love Sarah McCartney.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's such a cool cat.
She's an icon.
Yes. So the next one that's new to...
So the newest is
Yes.
called Rules of Attraction by Miguel Matos.
So this is my first time smelling this brand new one. Let's keep that in mind that he also did this one.
Jungle Jezebel.
This is now the second one. So I noticed the DNA is very similar.
Yeah.
So what do we do differently? I know that, I mean, there's some similarities here though.
So he was looking or referencing, I'd say, Bella Versailles, which is a fragrance that I have known and loved for a long time. Just was reminded today that it was Michael Jackson's favorite fragrance.
Really?
So it has like this opulence to it, and it's a little bit. It's an orris fragrance.
Would you say it's indolic a little bit?
Yes, I would say that. It has animalic notes. It has civet. It has pink grapefruit and cumin.
Thank God the cumin in this is not too BO. I don't get that from this.
No.
I've smelled cumin that is like off-putting. This is not off-putting.
I mean, I find there is one cumin fragrance by Perfumes Yellow that I love it. I
really? Okay.
love it. And actually, Andreas Wilhelm of Perfume Sucks has made one of my novelties as well.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you a little bit about Rules of Attraction. Was that it was kind of has that sort of opulence. I think that like Versailles or having a party in Versailles would have. It's sort of inspired by that time period, the Belle Epoque time period, where it's very over the top and extravagant, and a lot of very wealthy people and their comings and goings. So we chose the title Rules of Attraction because Bret Easton Ellis wrote this novel. So we're kind of like bringing this contemporary idea to something which is also a very, classic, 2 centuries old sort of thing.
And it has that classic vibe, but it also has that floral opulence that you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely.
So very, very, very cool.
Yes. So Sharad, I wanted to tell you about. This is one that's Andreas Wilhelm.
I could see his DNA in this.
Yeah, he's technical.
Yeah, he's definitely technical, but I think you're right. He takes a more scientific approach to things with weights and measurements.
I find it a really well balanced fragrance. So we started off with a tuberose accord, and he said it was like a woman wearing brand new Hermes shoes walking through a field of tuberose. It does have a very strong leather accord as well, and it's also got a honey because it kind of was a little bit on the bitter side. And then we worked together, and he suggested honey, and it was actually a really nice thing that completely rounded it off. So.
Really cool. So as you guys can see, all the new packaging is right here. All the new packaging is right here for the bottles. Now, is there box differently?
Yes, there is a brand new box as well that is not ready yet.
Not ready yet, but I'm sure based on this, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so. it'll be ready in like 10 days or something like that. You can imagine how I felt when I found out it wouldn't be ready for this exhibition. But the bottles are here, and actually it's about the fragrance, so I'm okay with it. The box is very simple, so it's just a kind of reflection of the bottle.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being
a
part of my show, and you guys saw it live right here at Esxence 2019. Make sure to follow Sarah Baker. I'm going to include all the links to her social media. She has 2 social media pages.
I do.
So I'll make sure we include both of them.
Thank you.
Well. Also, check out all the perfumers as well. Follow them. You can follow Sarah Baker Perfumes. And I'll include the link to where you can buy these as well.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of great places that carry them, so I'll include them as well. So thanks again. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
Bye, everyone.